The rumble of the Harley echoed through the quiet morning streets as Jack Iron Callahan rode through town. His hands, worn from decades of gripping the handlebars, trembled slightly, but not from age. It was the weight of the decision he had made. Today was going to be his last ride. Jack had lived for the open road, the freedom, the wind against his face, the brotherhood of bikers. It had been his lifeblood since he was 16. But life had taken a cruel turn. A recent diagnosis had given him only weeks to live. Cancer, stage 4, inoperable. The pain was bearable, but the thought of leaving this world with regrets? That was unbearable. As he rode down Main Street, the town that once admired him now barely recognized him. His biker club had disbanded over the years, friends had moved on, and time had left him a relic of the past. The only person who still checked on him was Mary, the kind-hearted owner of the roadside diner where he once spent his youthful days laughing over black coffee. He made his way to the diner for one last cup. Mary, her silver hair pinned back, gasped when she saw him. "Jack, it's been too long. You okay?" she asked, concern wrinkling her forehead. Jack nodded and forced a smile. "Just felt like one last ride. Thought I'd stop by." Mary's eyes flickered with sadness. She knew. She placed a steaming cup of coffee in front of him and squeezed his calloused hand. No words were needed. After finishing his coffee, Jack left a generous tip, his last act of kindness for an old friend. He revved the engine and took off toward the highway, toward the horizon where the sky met the road. His plan was simple. Ride until he couldn't any more. The road stretched endlessly, and the past played in his mind like an old film. The fights, the brotherhood, the love he lost, the mistakes he made, the regret of never having a family. Then, in the distance, a small figure caught his eye. A teenage boy, no older than 16, was sitting on the side of the highway next to a broken-down motorcycle, kicking the dirt in frustration. Jack pulled over, killing the engine. "What's the trouble, kid?" he asked gruffly. The boy looked up, startled. "It won't start. My dad used to fix it, but he's not around anymore." Jack didn't have to ask what that meant. He saw the loneliness in the boy's eyes, the same loneliness he felt in his own heart. "Let's take a look," Jack said, kneeling beside the bike. His hands moved instinctively, just like they had for decades. A loose wire, a clogged fuel line, simple fixes. Within minutes, the engine roared back to life. The boy's face lit up. "Whoa, you did it!" Jack gave a rare smile. "Gotta treat her right. She'll take care of you." The boy hesitated. I don't know how to ride it yet. My dad was supposed to teach me." Jack took a deep breath. He had planned for this ride to be his last, but maybe, just maybe, he had one more thing to do. "Hop on. I'll teach you." The boy's eyes widened. "Seriously?" Jack nodded, and for the next few hours, under the golden glow of the setting sun, he guided the boy through the basics. He saw the joy in the kid's eyes, the thrill of freedom that only a biker could understand. And for the first time in years, Jack felt something he thought he had lost. Purpose. When they finally stopped, the boy beamed. "Thank you. I wish my dad could see this. He was a biker too." Jack felt a lump in his throat. "What was his name?" The boy hesitated. "Tom Callahan." Jack's world tilted. He felt his breath hitch. Tom Callahan. His son. He had made mistakes in his youth, ran from responsibility, from the love of a woman he wasn't ready to be a husband to. He had left behind a family he never knew, and now fate had led him straight to his own flesh and blood. The boy saw Jack's stunned face. "Did you know him?" Jack swallowed hard. "Yeah, kid. I knew him." He didn't tell him the truth. Not yet. He just reached into his pocket, pulled out the only thing he had left to give, his silver biker ring. "Keep this." "It belonged to someone important," Jack said, pressing it into the boy's palm. The boy stared at it in awe. "Thank you." Jack climbed back onto his Harley, feeling something shift in his soul. This wasn't his last ride, not yet. He had a son, a grandson, a reason to keep riding. And as he rode into the twilight, the old biker, once ready to disappear into the horizon, now had a new destination, to make up for lost time, 1 mile at a time.